Yo, what's good, combo crew? It's one of the combos that are attack I one another. Super hot fire, banger, man. Today I'll be showing you how to create the ultimate Shaquille O'Neal build in NBA 2K23 next gen. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're on the way to 1,000 subscribers, and right now we're trying to get to 100 because that's the one step of the way. So getting 1,000 subscribers. Right now we're at 75. So I really appreciate and I hope you guys get me to 1,000 subscribers. And yeah, let's get into the best build in NBA 2K23. And for the position, you want to go with center because it's the position you always played. Because you're super tall and super big, so you want to go with center. And for the hand, you want to go with right, but you can go with left. It doesn't really matter. This is not like is a replica build. So give him right hand or left hand, doesn't matter. And for jersey number, also doesn't matter. I went with 34 to make this kind of like him, even though the player doesn't look like him. I gave him 34. And yeah, let's get into the body setting. And for the height, you want to go with 7'1" because this is height that he was listed at in real life. And for the weight, you want to go all the way max weight because you can't. He was literally like he's over max weight, so you want to go with 290. And for the wingspan, you want to keep a default at 7'7" because of his actual wingspan. And for the body shape, you can go with build. I went with build, or I don't think there's Burley on here. There's no Burley, so I went with build. So just go with build because he look bigger, and you also get Hall of Fame Burley. That's a little sneak peek on the attributes and stuff you can see on the side. And yeah, let's get into the attributes. And for the attributes, for the close shot, you want to go with a 70 because he mostly does standing dunks. You obviously see him break the rim. So I went with a 70 close shot because he's a really good finisher. Probably like a top 10 big man finisher, top 5 big man finisher of all time. So I went with 70 close shot. And for a driving layup, I went with 71 because he didn't really do layups like that. He usually dunked the ball a lot, so you want to go with a 71 driving layup. You can still really make layups with that because in my career I have like a 60 layup and still be making a lot of layups, so you'll be able to make a lot of layups. And for the driving dunk, you want to go to 60 because you don't see him do a lot of driving dunks. You always see him doing standing dunks, like those breaking the rim dunks. So you want to go with 60. And for the standing dunk, you want to go with 99. You want to max it all the way out because you know you've seen him break the rim. If you've never seen him break the rim, look up Shaquille O'Neal breaking the rim. You will see it. It will literally fall back or it will just shatter. So I went with a 99. And for the post control, I went with a 74 because he can do post looks a little bit. He's not a really great shooter. Probably one of the worst shooter in like ever. But worse than Ben Simmons because Ben Simmons actually made some threes. So you want to go with 74. And yeah, let's get into the shooting. And for the shooting, for the mid-range, you want to go with a 54 because he definitely could shoot better in the mid-range than three-point shot. He was still very terrible at shooting mid-ranges. It was just slightly better than he was at shooting three-pointers. So I gave him a 54. And for the three-point, you want to go to 30 because I just needed some extra badge. Try to get a badge, but there's no point. So I just went with a 30 because I didn't know what else to put, and I was closer to 34. He could not shoot at all, so this is not a shooting build. I'll make a center shooting build soon, so make sure you look out for that. But well, I went with a 30. And for the free throw, since you're probably going to be using this for like Pro Am or Rec or the Park, I mean, you're not my careers are grind badges. I gave you a 70 free throw, even though he was not even that good at free throws either. He was just not good at shooting all around. But I gave you a 70 because you need to play this. You need a 70 free throw because that's really decent if you have the right free throw on to use for Pro Am, Rec, my career, all that stuff. So I went with a 70. And yeah, let's get into the playmaking. And for the playmaking, for the pass accuracy, you want to go with a 60 because he can pass the ball a little bit because, I mean, he had to pass the ball. Otherwise, he'd be considered a ball hog. But he passed the ball regularly, so I give him a 60. And for the ball handle and speed with ball, just go with nothing because he was not a dribbler. He could not dribble. He didn't dribble at all. See, he would only go into the paint. Kobe would be the dribbler, but because Shaq is a center. He's a 7'1" center with 335 pounds. He was 335 pounds, so he didn't dribble at all. So go with 25 and 25 for his speed with ball and ball handle. And yeah, let's get to the best part, the defense. And for the defense, for the interior defense, you want to go with a 90 because, I mean, Shaq was literally like, he's super scary. Imagine going up Shaquille O'Neal in the finals at Game 7, and there's 1 second left on the clock. You're going up for layup and Shaquille O'Neal right there. That's literally impossible to make. This guy was like a whole like tower. So I went with a 90 in interior defense. And for the perimeter defense, he didn't have to guard the perimeter because he's a center. So I give him a 41 just in case you have to. You can do it a little bit, not even decently. You just could. And you're not gonna have a lot of speed because he's a big man. So I gave you a 41, and for the steal, I give you 51 because you can get some steals at least like once out of like 20 times. So I gave you a 51 steal. And for the block, you want to go with a 95 because, I mean, he can literally block the ball whenever he could. So just go with a 95 block because you can send him back to Africa. You can send it back to London if you wanted to. And then for the offensive rebound, you want to go with 90. So I went with 90 because I need to save some attribute points. And he wasn't known as the offensive rebounder. He can get rebounds a lot, though. He can get like 20 rebounds a game if he wanted to. So I gave him a 90. And for the defensive rebound, I gave him a 95 because he can grab rebounds. He had like 15 rebounds a game because he was super tall and super big. So you literally push everybody out the way for a rebound. So I gave him a 95 defensive rebound. And yeah, let's get into the physicals. And for the physicals, for the speed and acceleration, you want to go with a 52 and a 38 because he wasn't the fastest, so just max out the max speed you can get. So I went with a 52 and a 38 acceleration. And for the strength, you want to go with a 95 so you can get Hall of Fame bully badge. So you can literally choke slam, body slam, WWE slam somebody out the way without getting a technical foul and still score the ball and dunk on somebody with the Hall of Fame bully badge. It's literally what it does. So I went with 95 strength. And for the vertical, you want to go with a 70 because he was really athletic for somebody that was his height and his weight. So I gave him a 70. And for the stamina, you want to go with a 93. I just maxed it out because I had some extra badge points left. And as you see, we have made this godly of a build, of a center build. You can literally choke slam somebody out the way and grab a lot of rebounds and send it back to Madagascar if you wanted to. So that's why you should make this build. And yeah, let's get into the takeover. And for the primary takeover, you want to go with stuffed blocks because sadly we could not get any finishing badges even if you see our finishing stats. So you want with stuffed blocks so you can send it back to Madagascar, you can send it back to Tokyo if you wanted to. So I went with stuffed blocks. And for the secondary takeover, I went with see the future so you can grab a lot of rebounds and so you can be like a true center and get all those rebounds and blocks and stuff like that. And yeah, let's get into the best part, the second best part, the build name. And as you see, we have built a defensive anchor. This is actually a really cool name because in 2K23 you couldn't really get this name. It was really hard to get this name and it would be a trash build. But now you can make a really good build with this name. So as you see, we have the Kembe Mutombo, we have Mitchell Robinson, and then we have Rudy Gobert. Like, that's absolutely insane. Look at the defensive, like all the defensive stats. You're literally gonna be like feared. You're gonna be feared. You're gonna be like abomination. Like literally, you will be feared. So I really recommend you make this build. And yeah, I'm out, man. Peace.